Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having an amazing weekend so far. Today we're going to be reacting to what army recruits go through at boot camp. This popped up on my recommended page and I thought, yeah, let's check this out because I love these sort of videos. I love the military style videos, the planes. I like in my personal time when I'm reading or watching videos that I like the more personal side of things. Like I'm reading a book, well, listening to a book now. I've mentioned it before. It's called Home Front. It's a 3-book series. It's a British drama, I think, about World War I, but it's such good storytelling and it's great, and I love that sort of thing. The history is a great passion of mine. I know I'm going off topic because this is an army video, but it's just, I love everything army related. Let's just put it that way. If you guys haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you're feeling extra frisky, you may as well hit the like button as well. And without further ado, let's check out what army recruits go through at boot camp.
Why are you moving? Why are you moving?
Get my wife! What the hell is my wife doing there? I get that here. I'm a army recruit. Jeez, like sometimes she has a go at me. Not quite as bad. That first guy looked like he was about to tear up though.
Why are you moving?
Get my wife! Well, you don't know why he's there.
Army boot camp. Before they join the United States Army, all recruits have to graduate from a 22-week program known as One Station Unit.
22 weeks? That's a long time, isn't it? That's like 5+ months, 6 months?
Training, also known as OSIT. It happens here at Fort Benning, a 182,000-acre military installation that straddles the Alabama-Georgia border about 100 miles southwest.
Hold on, 182,000 acres.
Here
that is
at
massive.
Fort Benning, a 182,000-acre military installation that straddles the Alabama-Georgia border about 100 miles southwest of Atlanta. Every year, more than 18,000 soldiers graduate before joining the more than 470,000 people actively serving in the Army.
13, 14, 15.
Although most of the recruits that we saw during our time there were male, recruits train together in gender-integrated platoons.
These young men and women that volunteer to serve, they show up to us as civilians, and then we take them through a transformative process to turn them into soldiers.
You just go to position of attention and you stay in position of attention.
On a rain-soaked week in February,
I didn't understand a word that guy said.
Attention and you stay in position of attention.
Okay, now
on a rain-soaked week in February, we spent 4 days inside the Army's Maneuver Center of Excellence, which trains soldiers to serve in the infantry and armor branches. We saw different companies at various stages of training. On day,
you can just see from the training they get. This is why the American Army is so elite. It is like the military there is so elite. What the hell was that? Spring's coming. There's a big fly in here.
New infantry recruits on a bus from the Atlanta airport arrive at the 30th AG Battalion headquarters, where all new recruits are received.
Listen up! You ain't got what I hear from you at this point is yes, drill sergeant, no drill sergeant. You understand? Yes, drill sergeant! And I'm telling you, you will pass your folders to the front!
The minimum age to enlist in the Army is 17, and the maximum age is 35. The base salary for an entry-level private is about $20,000 a year.
Let's go! 30 seconds! Hurry up, find your bag!
Once they're off the bus, the first order of business is establishing the code of conduct.
Because I promise you, if you don't pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, you're going to make your Army career very short. You treat everybody with dignity and respect.
They must be crapping themselves. I tell you what, they're like green-eyed and bushy-tailed on the bus on the way there. I bet they're like, oh yeah, and they get off there and they
You're going to make your Army career very short. You treat everybody with dignity and respect, regardless of race, religion, color, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, and all other protected categories. Yes? Yes!
I think they should teach that at school, how to treat people.
And respect, regardless of race, religion, color, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, and all other protected categories. Yes? Yes, Drill Sergeant! Sexual assault is any unwanted physical contact in a sexual nature. So if you put your hands on another individual and you're not instructed to, or you're not saving their life, and they file a sexual assault, and it comes down that you put your hands on this individual when you weren't supposed to, that is going to be on you. You will get kicked out of the military, and then you'll probably have to file as a registered sex offender. Do you understand? Yes, Drill Sergeant!
Before they go inside, the new recruits learn some basic commands and standing positions.
Hut training time! Everyone look down at their toes. You should be able to fit a slice of pizza in between your toes. If you look around, they're gonna see you, cause you're taller than everyone else! Quickly! Who wants to sit there? Let's move your feet! Grab one and go, it's all the same!
The recruits grab the snack that's waiting for them inside, consisting of a fruit cup, sunflower seeds, a granola bar, and a juice box.
Watch the video!
I would be too nervous to eat. I'm like that. If I'm nervous, I'm not eating. Otherwise, that's coming back up. Holy smoke.
Since 1775, the Army has been the bearer of our nation's strength in every crisis or conflict. Make no mistake about it, the journey you are embarking upon will not be easy. But you wouldn't be here if we didn't think you couldn't meet the challenge.
Listen up, your last 4-year social.
After being welcomed, recruits begin what's known as processing, which can take 1 to 2 weeks before their actual training begins.
In a little bit, we're giving you a period to go in a room by yourself.
First, they're given one last chance to discreetly dispose of prohibited contraband, like drugs, alcohol, tobacco, and inappropriate photographs.
If any photo you possess on your phone is less than a bathing suit, you will not have it. You will delete them all.
Recruits get rid of contraband in an amnesty room, where they dispose of it by throwing it down a metal chute.
Is anybody confused on what you can and cannot have?
The next morning, the recruits report to the barber shop, where one barber has worked at Fort Benning for almost 60 years.
I've been here ever since 1963. That's a long time. I should have been retired a long time ago, but I wake up in the morning now, I be wanting to come out here.
He's got to love it, eh? He looks like such a nice bloke as well.
And go to work.
Recruits are issued uniforms. They receive a series of immunizations and vaccines, and get their official photo taken, along with myriad housekeeping details that fill up their 1 to 2 week stay in processing.
Hey, sit up straight.
That is until
the easy
processing
part.
ends, and the time for training finally arrives.
Let's go. Grab your bags and go.
We found a company of recruits about to begin training in the armor school.
Who's the bridle?
These recruits are about to be picked up and taken to their barracks, where they'll reside for the rest of their training.
Let's go. You guys are going to the front. Let's go.
This is the last chance for recruits to change their minds before training begins, like one recruit who decided to stay behind.
Must be such a hard thing to actually go through with it. It's 10 times harder to do the training and that, but it's got to be tough to quit, especially if you've made any like connections with anybody there. I just don't think I could quit. Like, I know mentally it would mess me up more to quit. I've got to at least give it a try.
This short bus ride from processing to their new barracks will be the most peaceful moments these recruits will experience for a while. What happens next is known as the shark attack.
Run! Run! At no time will you walk! You will run! Everywhere you freaking go! Go! Run! Run! Did they say what? Get your bags up right now! Get your bags up! This way! Let's go! You're a tough guy! Do something! Do something! That's what I thought! Are you still not understanding? He just said it!
Well, it's really just a little shock to the system so we can break them down to build them back up.
My temper, I've got the worst temper. It's let me down so many times. I don't know if I could handle someone screaming in my face. Don't get me wrong, I know they would flatten me and probably stomp the living snot out of me, but I hate it. It makes me, I don't know, maybe it was something that happened in childhood that I'm not going to discuss, or I don't know, but frickin' heck, my temper is terrible.
It's just a little shock to the system so we can
That guy was
break them
going
down to
off.
build them back up. We're breaking a lot of habits from the civilian world, and nothing better than a little shock to the system.
They look so bewildered.
To establish that drill sergeant is in charge, to let us start our training.
Pick up your bag and hold it!
The recruits spend much of the shark attack holding their heavy rucksacks above their heads,
Over your head!
which takes a physical toll.
Why is that so difficult?
You can't pick that bag up. You decided to join the army and you can't pick that bag up.
Right side back, right side back, right side back.
Like a deer in the
After
headlights.
about 20 minutes, the intensity begins to subside, and the drill sergeant's tone changes
We only produce the best soldiers in the United States Army.
before training officially begins. After the shock and awe of the shark attack, things do appear to calm down.
Is it a video?
It's a movie.
Alpha 347.
I always wanted to be a star.
We found this group of infantry soldiers in week 11 of their training, practicing on the firing range. The mood was much more relaxed.
Try to get ate up on my level.
The thing is there as well, you've got to think they've made friends and comrades for life. Like they've been through so much together, and like the friendships they create and bonds they form, I don't think they can be beaten really. I mean, these guys are all willing to die for each other. It's such an awesome thing. Like it really, I love it.
The mood was much more relaxed,
Try to get ate up on my level.
and their conversations with their drill sergeants are conducted at normal volumes. Like when this drill sergeant educated the recruits on the meaning of the military expression, ate up.
Is a piece of ate up gum good? You don't want something that's ate up, right? You want something fresh. You break the seal, it smells like olive oil, right? Okay.
That dynamic changes because we want the soldiers to become more critical thinkers. At that point, we are turning into more coaches and mentors. We dial it back a little bit, so we don't want them frightened. We want them to be comfortable and in a state of mind that is receptive to learning and performing at that level.
Up to 241 hours of infantry OSIT are devoted to marksmanship, where recruits fire about 2,500 rounds using the M4 carbine, as well as the M249 squad automatic weapon, or SAW.
We create lethality. We create expert marksmen at their individual weapons, because as an infantry soldier, that's what we're asking them to do.
Recruits get one of the most painful parts of training out of the way early.
Once we check your seal, you will not touch your ProMat.
This group of infantry recruits was exposed to CS gas, or tear gas, in week 1 of their training.
You're going to continue to file in until we tell you to stop. You're going to place your back against the wall.
Flippin' heck.
The recruits spend about 5 minutes inside the gas hut. Upon exiting the gas hut, the recruits are told to flap their arms like birds to remove excess gas from their uniforms. According to a drill sergeant, the effects of the gas begin to wear off after about 4 minutes. Some training moves indoors, like combatives, where recruits learn hand-to-hand self-defense tactics.
We're trying to teach them to achieve a dominant body position. So get out of one negative position and then switch roles so they end up having the upper hand in a fight.
During combatives training, recruits warm up with a particularly painful-looking exercise, referred to as the EO. While laying on their backs, they have to engage their core to wiggle across the entire room.
I couldn't do that now, I'm telling you. My body's falling to bits, my back, my legs. I'd be in agony.
They use their momentum, shoulder blades, their core to help them create space, warm up the body.
See, they're hurting.
Recruits work up a major appetite during training. But Fort Benning is big, and they're not always within range of the dining facility. When they're training in the field, recruits are issued MREs, which stands for Meal Ready to Eat. Each comes with an entree, like this vegetarian pasta with taco sauce, along with an assortment of items like mixed fruit, an energy bar, and this instant French vanilla cappuccino. Recruits just add water, shake it up, and enjoy. Once they're fortified, recruits return to their training. Recruits spend up to 60 hours in training known as MOUT, which stands for Military Operations in Urban Terrain.
Door left, door left. One man calls door left.
Infantrymen are expected to fight in different types of terrain and survive and win the fight. Right now, they are getting their first taste of what that's like in an urban environment.
Rolling T. All right, coming up.
In operations across Afghanistan, Iraq, we are conducting clearance operations, and it's applicable wherever we go.
Boom.
It's important for the future soldiers' muscle memory because they are working as a team with minimal communication, and they have to understand how that coordination works together.
Do it again. Do it again. I bet they hear that a lot.
After 22 weeks of training, these infantrymen are ready to leave Fort Benning. Friends and family gather to watch their soldiers graduate on NOA Field.
They look like soldiers, they act like soldiers, they're carrying their head high. I have trainees that were not alive.
That gives me such goosebumps. You can just imagine the sense of accomplishment at the end of something like that. It must be amazing, and just seeing them so proud and so smart. Beautiful.
When 9/11 happened. I think that's pretty powerful. I have trainees that were not alive when 9/11 happened. I think that's pretty powerful that I still can find American citizens that want to volunteer to serve their country when we continue to ask them to go to combat.
Oh, look, I'm getting
These
teary.
new infantrymen don't have long to greet their loved ones.
Get on the bus!
Or say goodbye to their friends before leaving Fort Benning to begin their service in the United States Army.
That is such intense stuff. I got a bit teary there. Imagine, like, I don't know, I'd just be so proud. And yeah, geez, I feel I've missed out in a way, you know. It's something I always wanted to be. Such as life, I suppose. You got to move on. But thanks to all the men and women who out there serving and protecting us and keeping us safe. You guys are freaking legends, and you're tough bastards. You're tough bastards, and I mean that in the nicest way. You've gone through all that training. You are now trained to be complete badasses. I got to watch what I say on YouTube. I've had a couple warnings already. Thank you very much, everyone. You guys are legends. Everyone who serves, anyway. Well, you're all legends. Anyone watching this video. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great weekend. Peace.